What's up YouTube, Cutforman221 here, and welcome back to our Company Furious 2 online replay. We are in Season 5. This one is now a post-commentary, actually. I've been doing some live ones, but every now and then I'm just, get some people to play along and decide not to do them live. So we're actually playing with the United Allies clan here. We have Mick, who's played before, Cloud of Death, and Schnappy. They're all friends. I know Schnappy and Cloud of Death, I think, are from the Netherlands. And that's from the United States. So I'm playing as the Wehrmacht. Schnappy is showing good sportsmanship there. So Mick and I are both Wehrmachts, and the other two are OKW. We're going up against a bunch of Brits. Now, if you had a chance, go watch that last replay, or at least watch the title "Most Epic Blob Kill Ever" to see a Storm Tiger do some real damage to the British blob. I don't believe in sensationalism. I don't do a bunch of clickbaity titles. Maybe that's why I don't have, maybe that's why I don't have a lot of, I have a decent amount of views. I'm pretty high with my progress on YouTube, but maybe that's why I don't have, a ton more views just from cheap clicks like that. But I did not exaggerate. That was probably one of the best blob kills I've ever seen. I was able to do that. But a lot of you guys were just saying you enjoyed it, so I'm happy that worked out. Anyway, wow, look at this. A lot of units pushed forward. The British are going to hop into this overpowered building right here. This building is great because you can really shoot all around this area here, but it also opposes this building. He's been forced to retreat. This is Mick. No, Cloud of Death is down there. And I just switched that thing by accident. Whoops. And I will be playing. I'm up here. I got my nice machine gun set up. Who's this? This is Schnappy. Schnappy and I are playing on this side together. I have secured the middle, and I'm going to try to help him secure this side. Now, it's a little slow to kind of figure this out. Like, I thought there's a little miscommunication early on. I thought I was going to center, and that we could give up a side, but it turns out this is going to be our side to kind of grab here. Unfortunately, we get outflanked by this Universal Carrier, which has one of the pretty cool skin. It's nice and red. It's got, looks like a royal crest or something on there, along right here. This is actually pretty good. Actually they have a Vickers up here, and Vickers just flat out destroy MG42s. They just do. It's actually kind of surprising at how well. Like, Vickers are just so good anti-infantry and other machine guns. Like, if I had my MG42 in this bow and the Vickers was here, regardless, that Vickers would kill my MG42. Same health and everything. And I'm helping repair his... I didn't even realize this at the time. I wasn't even paying attention, actually. I just left Cloud's thing to die down here. My Grenadiers are engaging some British soldiers. A lot of troops over here. They have machine gun support. This is not... I gotta be careful. Sorry about that. My computer says something out of memory again. Now, I'm actually going to consider maybe going to Audacity for voice recording software. If you guys know any free software, feel free to put it down in the comments below. I'm currently using Cyberlink Wave Editor because I use Power Director to mix down my videos. It's kind of like Sony Vegas, except it's a lot cheaper. There might be some Windows 10 issue. I don't know. I have 373 gigs free. And it gives me that kind of error, like you've run out of memory. Now, it used to, honestly, I would just run out of memory. Like, I had a C drive with 125 gigs, a solid state. And I upgraded that to 500 gigs just to make sure I didn't run out of memory. So, I don't know. Maybe I need to reinstall the program or just go to Audacity or something. But for that, anyway, back to the gameplay. I got to be careful about setting my units in piecemeal against the British. These are a pretty strong position right here. Stop. By the way, when your men are building, they take extra damage. I don't know if I would have retreated, but I guess the mortar came in there. The British are going to fortify along this side here as they're, they pushed us back. We're in a little bit of trouble here. We have taken over the... Still a tough battle on this side. We have an ambulance. These guys have some cool skins. Never even seen this skin before. course, wasn't watching this side. I was focusing on the center. So I got the artillery field officer now. This guy is really underused in COH too. He's on a ton of doctrines. His biggest thing is concentrate fire, which gives you tons of great accuracy for 20 seconds. And vehicles that are close by can fire faster, apparently. So here's what I'm expecting. I'm really hoping that this universal carrier runs right over my mine, trying to outflank my forward position here. And look at this, we have Storm Pioneers going after the MG, and it looks like they should be able to wipe that out. So that is huge. He actually got, his aim was very far forward actually. And it looks like nothing is going to stop this push here. Nice push from Cloud of Death and Schnappy. So they will wipe out this US mortar here from Chris Gunn. And look, we have these assault engineers back here. Forcing back the Germans. Alright, what am I building? I have a lot of manpower, so I think I'm building... No, not doing that just yet. But we did tech up here. So that is good. I'll be able to get Panzer Grenadiers, almost said Store Pioneers. We're not playing as the OKW. And what's nice about this map here is that on this side, if you just garrison this building with a machine gun, or even this building to help protect against that build, like if you garrison this building right here, this factory, you can cover this victory point, no problem. It's hard to, if you throw grenades in this building, the grenades are modified by how big the building is. So for instance, if you throw a grenade into this little shack here, Chris Gunn just quit by the way. If you throw your grenade into this little shack here, it's going to devastate the units. But throwing into a giant factory, not so much. So the British have chosen to outflank. I can keep reinforcing from here, which is great. And that unit has forced to retreat. We're down to one man. I'm hoping to wipe out the squad, but my men are a little slow. And we actually do manage to snipe them. So British squad down. The problem is they know where his headquarters is now. Now they moved up also on this side, so they're trying to attack toward the middle. And keep in mind, these are still the non-AI. We have, yeah, it looks like just one AI right now. Now, I don't know if this was just guys... Let's double check. I think, yeah. I don't like to show stuff with AIs, but I'm really gonna... The real reason I'm showing this replay to you guys is what comes up later with the Stugs and really how to use them effectively. Because that's what I'm going to be using here. I'm a big fan of the Panzer IV. I always, even when, like, for the longest time I always said Panzer IV over Ostwind when they were the same price. Now Panzer IV is a little more expensive. They've been messing with the Panzer IV's fuel. It used to be 100, it used to be 115, now it's 125 or so. So they really been messing with that, but over the years. Anyway, long story short, I don't use the Stugs enough. They're an assault gun. They're like an Su-85. If you use it correctly, they are absolutely devastating, and I want to show off that use. So that's what's going on here. I will show you that use. So the left side has completely fallen. We now have, it looks like a Lukes. And one thing I've noticed is the allies, you do have to be careful with the Lukes, because the Lukes, if you don't have any AT, absolutely devastating. So I'm building a bunker with an MG, so I figure I have an anti, that can actually really hurt my bunker here. Now, they want to go to this mine. This is a vehicle. It's detected only by a vehicle, so it obviously wouldn't go off. That guy just burst into Fleming, so he wasn't paying attention. Sorry, worried about the center here. That headquarters, that does cost some manpower. So now let's take a look at how much manpower that costs. Costs 250. Now that's a decent amount of manpower. I've actually been lucky in the 4v4s. When people quit, it's not on my side, so I'm still fighting against human players, which I think is important. And we've kind of ignored the right side of the map here. We're kind of focusing on the center. Yeah, the consensus among us was, okay, let's keep hitting their flanks. This area is very well. Why do we attack our opponents where they're strongest? Like right here is in a very strong position. We need a Sufus possibly. And they're very fortified over here. And we said, you know, we're just going to give up that land. That is okay for right now. We do have the whole left side. Wow, the British have a bunch of Piats now. Now, if you can kite and keep away and kind of skirmish with the Lugs against these guys, especially when they're in the open, they will do absolutely fine. You gotta be careful though, because these guys can get, you know, two Piats each or so. And they aren't actually decent against infantry, which I think they should kind of revisit. A nice stormtroopers right here also. And I'm just building, start building some field caches shortly. That grenade was very good there. And with the Luke's here, able to push back British forces. They're really trying to cut these guys off here. Meanwhile, I'm kind of getting my troops ready. I kind of am over here. I'm going to try to intercept some troops that are over here. The British want to go. I'm going to use kind of an ambush mode here. The British are going to kind of try to flank around again. Shoppy is setting up his headquarters there. They're going to run a concentrate fire, so my men will have that increased accuracy. I'm trying to chase them, but these mortars fire quite quickly. So you can see that my forces got pretty damaged. The officer almost got completely wiped out. We're kind of bunched up there, so... Was I technically bombing? Kind of. I would say it's a narrow area that I'd try to get through, so I wouldn't really call that block.
Sorry, but we're being bloody shot at!
So really just the... Oh, Shoppy's doing a good job advancing. Panzerfaust do take care of these things. That's one that I didn't say earlier. But early on against a machine gunner son, these things... Actually, they're just going to need one of those, so... The center's starting to get cut off. But we do have a Cromwell with a commander on top. Blazing a trail through trees and fences. And Shoppy's going to see this and be like, okay, we're suppressed. Enemy tank here. This is no, you know, we missed our shot. That's a no-win situation right there. He's actually lucky to get away with his squad successfully. I sell my AT. I'm grabbing a Stug right now. Stug is fun word to say. See, Amuz is back here hanging out. Trying to not build fuel cache. I mean, that was on another match. Yeah, Sturmgeschütz. Stug. Stug 3 is here. Now, when you have a Stug, you gotta think of it as an Su-85 almost. This guy cannot turn. It is relatively cheap, so the Stug does have a unique ability, which is target weak point, and that will actually, what I've noticed is it jams the enemy turret. We'll see some of that later. Anyway, I have my mind here. I was so unhappy that he was bombarding this area prematurely and blew up my mind. So I'm in the side armor of this guy. And I'm doing some decent damage. 2 hits and he's down to half health. So, you know, that's not like excellent damage, but it's good. So he's going to fall back. I'm going to actually be kind of careful. It's not, the Bofors can actually do a lot of damage. You can see I'm at half health here, so I'm gonna get my Stug back. And I think Schnappy is gonna try to get... I like how this is the AI over here taking over doing a better job than the player himself, maybe. Taking back that field. I'm falling back. We're under heavy artillery support. Well, enemy fire, basically, not support. So I brought up an AT gun also in the center in case we can't encounter any armor. My engineers are currently on their way to help repair my Stug. The thing is, Stugs are good at number. It's an assault gun, right? The Panzer IV is... I'm actually trying to run over this fence because if we look at our... I'm almost killing my Grenadiers here. If we look at this angle right here, I can't see. So that might take do it. I'm just going to manually pathfind and run over this fence. So I'm trying to make it easier for my... Not only to give my bunker, which is pretty damaged right now, give my bunker some support, but also let my Stug be able to kind of have more free range here, and my AT gun also. So I'm just going to help out with that. The Stug is going crazy, wiping out units here. Secure the right side again, left side again. Right side is still very much up for grabs right now. There is a mine right here. Now this mine was a shoe mine, basically, so it will be set off by tanks and infantry. This is a major attack. And look, yep, there goes the mine, and this is not the place this guy wants to be. I had my AT gun moving over here because we had some scout troops here. I'm going to get my AT in a position to fire, and it will, and that tank is almost dead. You know, sometimes you just have to risk it, and I'm just going to risk my Stug here to try to take this tank out. It is critical that we take this tank out. Not only for the fans, if I lose my Stug, okay, I get another one right now. Very shortly, I have to see a little more fuel here. Actually, Stug's very cheap. So that was worth basically sneaking up here and taking that out, because he can't repair that now. I'm just going to try to repair it. And my infantry here is actually going to lose a squad here. My infantry here have been able to basically been covering. So his tank went this way, and the AT infantry was over here, so they're kind of separated, right? If he had pulled back through his infantry, like kind of around, point on my screen, like right around this area, then we could have tried to help cover his guys. Those guys could have actually damaged my Stug, but he did not, so has his issue. So that guy is gone. Second Stug coming out. We have an enemy tank, a Sherman over here. It's still really cool camo. See, this is exactly what I don't want to concentrate too heavily. Because I'll tell you this will absolutely wipe out that building. So that AT gun almost wiped out here. Fallschirm Maker's back here. They're going to die. He's just kind of seeing what they have here. They throw a grenade down and wipe out those engineers, but that was a sacrifice there. So I'm going to go after the AT gun here and try to take out the Bofors if I can. So I'm just going to shoot at it, and I'm actually going after the... Yeah, I'm going after the mortar emplacement, which has been harassing me. I'm trying to stay away from the Bofors. This building's kind of shielding me. We have another tank inbound, but so do I. Now we do have a lot of infantry here. This is a big assault here. If I can hit him with a Panzerfaust, I'm good. This is when the red player now quits after his emplacements get destroyed. I'm backing the hell up. I did manage to hit him with a Panzerfaust, did absolutely nothing. So, let's just quickly look at this assault here. I'm basically making it so we can only get my front armor, which is the strongest part of the Stug, right? I'm not letting him behind me. If he gets behind me, I'm screwed. So he just gets damaged there. I'm going to keep backing up. He's going to keep trying to come forward. He is doing some damage here. Second Stug comes up here. And long story short, that guy is dead. I don't know if this is actually a CPU or not. It doesn't say. Maybe, I don't know. So my Stug is sniping here. I did hit weak point on him, so his turrets are now jammed. He can't move it. It's stuck in one position, which is devastating for a tank. I definitely think this is a real person. They're behaving like a real person. You know, some people like to name themselves like CPU expert and stuff too, so. I'm going to repair my tank here, and this player is going to charge in a Cromwell here. Remember that target weak point? This is a Vet 2 Stug here, and I have AT support here. Oh yes, so once again I advanced forward and destroyed, that had a damaged tank, so you can actually just move up and take out tanks with these Stugs here. So AT's in position. I'm going to do target weak point. Damaged his turret so he cannot turn to face us. And he's out of control, so totally out of commission. My Stugs have taken out 3 enemy tanks. Very successful. Yeah, so CPU medium was a player because they both surrendered together. So getting to our opponents, I really just showed off this match just to show you how to use a Stug. You know, it is an assault gun. You're not going to be, you know, doing all these maneuvers, outflanking with Stugs. You really just got to keep the enemy army in front of you. We saw it with the tank over here. Be sure to use that target weak point. That is an excellent ability these guys have. And don't be afraid to push up a little bit and hit wounded tanks. You got to finish them off. We actually got 4 tanks with the Stug because we had one other tank in the south here, right here. So we did take out 4. And we give them to our opponents. Hope you guys enjoyed. Here are the stats for you. See you guys in the next commentary. Looking forward to 2-1 sign off.